Hi there. My name is John Cooley. From here on out, you can just call me Cooley. And I love comic books. I have since I was a kid. I always remember having a stack of comics. What I've got in front of me here is a representation of stuff that I had, from when I was a little kid up through about high school. Actually, today, cleaning out the basement, found this Archie's Sunshine, which, to my recollection, to the best of my recollection, that is the very first comic book that I ever read when I was a kid. I wish it was cooler, but that really is, I believe, the very first comic book that I ever got, and then kind of came into all of this through, Daredevil or whatnot, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Akira, as I was going through junior high and high school. And then when I left high school, so this book here, X-Force 22, that is, I believe, in the last batch of comic books that I bought in high school. And then when I went off to college, left the comics aside, out of sight, out of mind, and I had this big gap of probably 20, 25 years where I just, I had read them all through my adolescence and just kind of totally moved on to other things. And then basically for me, it was actually this book here, Fight Club 2, that brought comics back to my brain. I like Chuck Palahniuk, love Fight Club. That book is one of my favorite books. Heard that he was writing a follow-up to it, but it was only going to be available as a comic book. And I heard that and I was like, well, I remember I liked comic books when I was a kid. And so I found it, and started looking around. And what happened is I found a podcast called Talking Comics. At the time, it was hosted by a woman named Mara Wood. Now, I've basically been listening to it ever since. It comes out every Wednesday. It's phenomenal. It's Joey Vercino, Steve Say is the host, Bob Ryer, Sarah Miles, and there have been some other hosts or co-hosts in between. But they talk about comic books, things that are coming out, things that are new, things that they like. And it's been like this perfect guide to get me back into the hobby. And so this was just literally the tip of the iceberg that caused me to go out there and explore more. And then as I started looking around more and more, found YouTube, which is hopefully where you're watching this video, and found some channels that really also inspired me. That rekindled, also helped to rekindle that fire for the hobby, which is like Reggie Collects, Comic Tom 101, JD's Comics, and Comics with Bueller. All of those channels are things that I found in the last few years that also have just really made rekindled that passion for this hobby. So what I've been wanting to do for a while, and since it's the new year, no time like the present, is just to kind of throw together some content of my own. What I most have realized with this gap, between where I left in high school and where I picked up the hobby again, is that for one, I found so many new things. A lot of them are things that I've heard about from Talking Comics or from my local comic book shop, whatever, that just are so cool that I want to kind of put it together and kind of contextualize it, put it out there. But I've also gone back. I've tried to kind of bridge the gap in some circumstances. Found stories, runs, characters like Daredevil is one, for instance. In this in-between time that I totally missed, that I've gone back to revisit, and it's just really, really cool experience. And the other thing is that I've gone back even further to stuff, in the early to mid 80s and 90s, where, probably at the time when I was in the comic book shop, I wasn't aware of it because I had no business being aware of it. But I found it now, and just, again, some really, really cool stuff there that I just want to kind of put something together and explain why now I get it, I understand it, think it's cool, and I want to share it. So I'm making this video for a couple of purposes. One is to thank all of the people that have gotten me to this point, Talking Comics, Reggie Collects, JD's Comics, Comics with Bueller, Comic Tom 101. They've gotten me to this point where I love comics and appreciate the hobby to where I do. But then also to let you know that I'm going to try and put together some videos about things I've found, things I've read that I just really, really dig. And my ultimate goal is, if you're finding one of my videos or this video, that maybe something I'm talking about will spark something for you. Maybe it's a cool character, maybe it's a cool artist, artwork, something that maybe ignites that passion for you about comic books in general. Because it's such a cool medium, such a cool art form. It's really brought a lot of enjoyment back to reading this sort of thing to me, and just kind of want to pass that on, or try to. So that's ultimately my goal. Hopefully there's more of the videos than just this. Hopefully this isn't going to be it. I don't think it will be. But yeah, if you're watching this on a YouTube channel, which, knock wood, that's the ultimate goal. And you like that idea, you like maybe hopefully some of the videos that I put out there, drop a like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Yeah, gonna hopefully dive right into it, and hopefully get a few videos out here pretty quickly, and hopefully it's some good stuff. So thanks very much for watching. This is pretty much the beginning, so that's where we're gonna end it for today. But yeah, stay tuned. I've got a lot that I want to hopefully get going here with Cooley Loves Comics, and hopefully you'll be there with me. So thanks very much for watching this, and yeah, see you next time.